Back to politics now, and it is a few days to the governorship election in Bayelsa State, and Governor Seriake Dixon is showing proof of the fulfilled promises he made to Bayelsans as he commissions more projects in the state. Governor Dixon, who was accompanied by some PDP leaders, including Uche Secondus and former President Goodluck Jonathan, also took time to continue his community-to-community tour.
Cheers welcome Governor Seriake Dixon as he arrives with other PDP leaders for the commissioning of the Tombia Bridge, now named Chief Alamesia Road. The Tombia Bridge, which now wears a new look, stretches 14 kilometers. While cutting the tape, Prince Uche Secondus urges the people of Bayelsa to reciprocate their governor's efforts to develop the state by re-electing him.
We want to appeal to the Bayelsa people that since yesterday we have gone around the Yenegua commissioning project, the flyover, the dualized streets. We can see the qualities of those projects. They are high-class projects. And so to return him on the 5th of December, because one good turn deserves another.
Then the team proceeds for an inspection of other projects embarked on by the PDP administration, including the Toria Beni Bridge, which was conceived by former President Jonathan while he was Deputy Governor of the state.
How many kilometers is it from here to the East-West Road? It's about 2.5 kilometers.
I had the honor of serving in Dr. Jonathan's cabinet as Attorney General of the state in 2006. And I saw at first hand his commitment to building infrastructure, modern infrastructure in our dear state. Two notable contracts for construction of mega bridges such as this one was conceived and executed at that time.
The focus on infrastructure development does not hamper Governor Dixon's community-to-community tour to interact with the people. He moves to Ofoni, Angalabiri, Angiama, Ogobri, Akaimbri, and Toria Beni communities where he is received as a loved son whose impact, they say, has touched their lives. Governor Seriake Dixon expresses gratitude for the kindness and urges the people to come out en masse to vote. As the December the 5th election draws closer, Governor Dixon will be looking to maximize the time left to accomplish his goal of reaching every community with his message of consolidation.
121 young Nigerian graduates have successfully passed out of the 2015 graduate training program of Vigio Power Limited, a major indigenous player in the power sector, in collaboration with Elizade University. At the maiden graduation held in Benin City, the Edo State capital, the chairman of Vigio Power Limited, Mr. Victor Oshibodu, and the chairman of Elizade University, Chief Michael Adeojo, restated their commitment to human capacity building as one of the ways to develop the nation's power sector.
Vigio Power Limited, owners of the Benin Electricity Distribution PLC, in collaboration with Elizade University, about a year ago, embarked on manpower training of young Nigerian graduates whom they hope will be the future champions in the electricity business in the country. After undergoing several structured trainings for a whole year, the 121 successful graduate trainees gather here as initiators of this laudable program roll out drums to celebrate the graduating group.
They are at this junction inform this distinguished audience that these young enterprising Nigerians behave very well while on our campus. The overall goal of the dual training models is to involve managers with academic and social knowledge in the operations and management of the district.
Chairman of Vigio Power Limited, Victor Bolade Osibodu, and that of Elizade University, Michael Adeojo, speak on the collaboration and its impact on the nation's power sector.
This is just an attempt to unite academics with practice. in order to produce better and more resourceful human beings.
What is important in Provincia is the human capital. I mean, the human, the staff, the management. And we are starting from scratch. Training these guys, really letting them grow, the attitude, and the knowledge of it.
The graduate trainees, who were drawn from different backgrounds, including mathematics, electrical and mechanical engineering, and accounting, have testimonies to share of the experience.
All round, from accounting to basic electronics to core principles, including government regulations like the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, all of that, so that we can be well grounded in our field work.
I'm just a graduate of computer science, but talking about all this field. And I told them earlier, looking at me climbing a 15 MVA transformer, wow. So you could imagine how far the training went.
The journey to stable and adequate power supply for the country may be tough and rough. However, with the unveiling of these newly trained Nigerians and many more underway, the hope that Nigerians would one day smile when they think of electricity may just have been rekindled.
The ongoing AfriCities Summit has entered day 3 with a wide range of group discussions covering areas such as Africa's own local government academy, fiscal decentralization, networks for migrants, and youth participation in development. Adding their voice to the call for an AIDS-free generation on World AIDS Day, the participants called for more protection of the vulnerable and those living with HIV and AIDS. Our correspondent, Betty Dibia, reports from Johannesburg.
Of the AfriCities Summit 2015, hosted by Johannesburg, has seen even smaller breakaway meetings which touch on issues such as network of migrants, the African Academy for local governments, as well as fiscal decentralization. There is also one on the youth and the city. We focused on the youth and the city forum, which seemed quite popular. Here, energetic youths were not just asking for things to be done, but showed things that they were doing to help develop their communities. From the Human City project in Port Harcourt, Nigeria, to efforts in Uganda, Kenya, and dancing projects in Peru, among others.
The most profound challenge is failure to education system to empower youth as leaders to solve these problems. We know, as Sena International, we can't change the whole world, but we can definitely make a difference.
The participants agreed partnership with the Youths for Development is a two-way street. Youth engagement and involvement in policy formation and developmental planning, as well as policymakers' active involvement in youth programs.
They are talking of 2063. That's too long. I don't think I'll be still alive by that time, but by 2028, South Africa and Africa as a whole will be at another level. If youth can be given a platform where they can show how much power they have.
We have to have ownership to whatever it is that's brought in. And that's what's important, is that having the young people have ownership to whatever is being constructed in the country. And if it's not, then that means that you're building it for yourself, you're not building it for them.
Another group was that of the elected women of Africa, whose focus was how to get more women involved in local government and development advocacy. It is World AIDS Day today, and the president of the group calls for more support for people living with the HIV and AIDS.
We stand up for this day because AIDS affect very they call it in French vulnerable people, which are yes, and mainly they are women and young. So we think that in our program too, we'll make everything possible to support people who have AIDS.
The AfriCities Summit 2015 ends on the 3rd of December with an adoption of the recommendations and resolutions of the various sub-meetings currently taking place. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Super Sand Eagles begin camping for this year's Copa Lagos tournament, a vow to reclaim title lost to Côte d'Ivoire in 2014. That's on Sports News. Do stay with us.